TikTok at this point.
Maybe it'll fix. I think it's fixed now. Anyway,
Okay.
what's up, everybody? We're live. Welcome.
What up? We good on there? Yeah, there we go. Yep, looks good.
Cool.
What's up, all?
We're just gonna hang out low key, set some fast times today, and chat. Nothing too special happening. But next week we'll probably have a lot of special things happening. Well, actually, next week I don't know if I can stream, Brian.
Why? What do you have going on next week?
Buddy Taylor will be here, taking a few days off to climb.
Right on. Well, you deserve a few days off, man. Maybe we have a week off of the dev stream, and if you get time one evening and you want to do a solo, you could do that.
Yeah.
If you're feeling it.
So if we skip next week, then the week after, there'll probably be a lot of big updates because we should have multiplayer for Patreon by then. We should have the new gear brand approved and ready to go. Announce that.
So here you are cruising in Wales, looks like.
Yeah, I revamped the Wales track this week. Spent the first 3 days of the week on it. Fixed it up. And now we're going to see if I can get a fast time. It's faster now, so we don't need to reset the leaderboards. I thought we were going to reset them, but we actually don't have to. So I'm actually going to see if I can beat Suiton's time. Obviously, Suiton's on the old version, which is slower, so it's kind of cheating, but it's kind of a fun little challenge for me to see if I can beat his time. We could see... Nice. I have a 2:15 on this trail right now, and he has a 2:12, so it's possible I can... Oh, missed the gate.
That was a close call. Thanks, Cohen, for the ice cream cone and the gold boxing glove and the donut. A bunch of gold boxing gloves. 10 gold boxing gloves and 9 ice cream cones we got from Cohen, Joe. I'm just saying.
I do love ice cream.
Love over there. What's up, Channing? Wants to know how much you have to pay to get this. You can get the version Joe's playing right now. What is this available in right now, Joe? Anything yet?
I mean, there's the older version of this track in the Patreon version, but this version will probably go out tomorrow.
You can play for now for free on the play test, which is on Steam. If you just head to Steam.
Not this
Channing.
trail,
not this trail, but you can play the game. The free play test is there. Just search for Cranked on Steam and hit the request play test button. You'll get approved immediately and you can play. It's got like 5 raceable trails, a bunch of discoverable stuff. Lots of gameplay. You'll get a pretty good idea what the game's all about with the play test. Or you can support us on Patreon for as little as $5 a month, and you get the open world. Doesn't have this version of this trail in it yet because Joe's still working on this, but it has a version, and you'll get this version eventually, and everything else we do. And if you support for a while and you accumulate a total pledge of $50 over time, you'll get a key for the final game. So that's how you can play. But if you just want to check it out and try it, the easiest way right now is to just go get the playtest on Steam. It's free and easy. Yeah, Jake, the playtest is free that you can get on Steam. What's up, Marcus? Thank you for the boxing gloves, man. Hot dog lovers around and following us, brother. Hot dog lover is following us, Joe. That's really good.
Hot dog lover. I like hot dogs too.
Marcus hooking up with the Rosa and what is a Chicago dog anyway? I think we've talked about this before, but
Vienna beef, 100% Vienna beef hot dog, poppy seed bun, mustard, onion, relish, celery salt, pickle, tomato, sport peppers.
Sounds weird.
Weirdly good. Actually, I don't think I've ever tried a proper Chicago dog because I'm a picky eater and I hate mustard and a bunch of other things. So I get it custom the way I like it. And I like ketchup on a dog, but ketchup in Chicago on a hot dog is a big no-no. Some restaurants will like have signs that says like no ketchup allowed and stuff. It's really stupid.
Channing says he has the play test, but he's looking for some other trails. Yeah, the way to go then, man, is Patreon. It's it's $5 a month. That's like a coffee, and you get everything we release that month, and you get to keep it all. And there's a bunch. How many trails are in the open world Patreon build at this point, Joe?
Cedric counted the other day, and I think there's like 22 or I don't know. There's 20-ish.
And like half of them are raceable.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
It's worth it, Channing. I mean, even if you just get it for a month and then don't keep supporting, you'll still get to keep everything you do, and you'll get all the rest of what we have building right now. It's kind of cool to subscribe on Patreon, though, because, you're a part of the process of building the game, and you get to have feedback into everything that we're doing, and a lot of the stuff we put in this game comes from people who are supporting on Patreon and give us ideas. Tons of stuff. So consider, man. Just head to Patreon and search for Cranked. Joe probably has the URL memorized.
I think it's like patreon.com/c/cranked. But
Something like that. Just search for Crank. You'll find it on Patreon. It's easy. People don't need direct links anymore because you just search for stuff. That's how it goes.
Oh, is that in? That was in. That was wonky, but it was in. Oh, it's close.
Looks like we have Mackay in the house and Birdshaw's hanging.
What up, guys?
We've got XT here, XT rather, and Suiton's around, of course.
Suit, I'm trying to beat your time on this track because now it's way faster. So if I can beat you on this version, that's the goal for the stream. And then we'll release it. We won't wipe the leaderboard since it's faster. And then you'll smoke me again.
Mackay, I have more trust in people searching for something than I do in them actually listening, jotting down a URL and doing something with that. So I don't know what else to do. We have links in the bios too. If anybody wants to follow the links in the bios to the stuff we have going on, you can do it that way. Whatever works for you.
Asus says fuck right there. Oops, I probably shouldn't have said that. But every time I'm playing it in my head, I can like hear him saying it at that same spot because he kind of messed up there in the Rizreal run. And I've watched that video probably 6,000 times now. So. All right. See if we can even just get a full top to bottom.
Somebody with a unreadable username says you should make replicas of real life trails and make it that you have to upgrade your bikes. Part the replicas of real life trails. Yeah, pretty good.
Interesting idea. Maybe keep your eyes open on what we're riding on right now.
Consider trying that, Joe. Oscar's photography has an idea what's up. Are there going to be any IRL components? Who is Matthew wants to know. Well, the bike that Joe's riding on right now is a Frameworks downhill bike. And there might be some other things happening on the trail that will stand out as IRL for the astute viewer. It's possible. But yeah, lots of stuff, man. We want to do, we want to partner with a lot of brands. We have another gear brand coming in the game here real soon. We're working on that artwork. It's already inked and we're just trying to get the art done. That'll be soon. And we'd like to do lots of stuff, you know. We had a lot of partners in Mad Skills Motocross, our mobile game that we did. Actually, lots of the Mad Skills games had IRL partners and elements and so forth. So yeah, we're into that kind of thing. We're both action sports fans, so we like to get the real life stuff in there. Jackie Joe Boy, what's up, man? Good to see you again. He wants to know if any updates are coming up, Joe. What's the plan for updates?
Tomorrow, hopefully. Fixing some bugs with the multiplayer and getting that working. So hopefully tomorrow a Patreon builds goes out to Patreon members for oh, did I miss that gate because I'm talking to you guys? No, we're good. With multiplayer and also this updated Wales track. I redid this bottom section so that it's more realistic. And those will be the main updates. Cedric's worked on a ton of trails too, so the open world map has a bunch of new trails from him. So that's the plan for this week. See these wood things, man. I don't know, Hodge. Are you watching? We got to figure out these wood things that drive me nuts. That just ruined my run. Just because it's stupid. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Or Cedric, if you're watching, if you want to make a new version of that thing.
Leo's wanting enough the games on Xbox. It's not. The deal with this game is we're in pre-alpha still. It's a PC game first, and we want to go to console after that. Very early. I saw one person said it's clear you guys didn't prioritize graphics. We're still early. We're only on day. Do we know what day we're on now, Joe? We're not even at day 300 total in the whole project yet, right? We're getting close.
293.
293. So super early, guys. We're not even into the beta phase of this game. We have so much work to still do, so much graphics work, everything. You're right that we didn't prioritize it. I think prioritizing graphics when you're this early in a game, it's kind of foolish. I think graphics don't matter if gameplay isn't really great. So our approach was to really prioritize gameplay and trail building and just dial in the stuff that ultimately is vital to make the game great. And as we go, graphics continue to improve. And Joe, can you show the Frameworks bike real quick? It's pretty much final and it's dope. If you guys are actual mountain bike fans, you probably know what the Frameworks bike is. And this is it's a replica.
The lighting in this scene is bad. Maggie, our artist, hasn't
Yeah.
come into this map yet, so the lighting doesn't look super great, but that's the framework spec.
But yeah, graphics and stuff is all work in progress. I mean, the whole game's a work in progress, but we try to do the right thing at the right time, and gameplay is the non-negotiable. So that's kind of where our priority's been from the beginning of this project. But we're starting to develop out the graphics. You should have seen what it looked like originally. Not this good. But it's not going to. Hey, Clip, have you played? I wonder if Clip, if you've played the game or not. I'd be curious to see if you're making your comments on gameplay or if it is just a first feeling on it.
Someone wanted me to move. Sometimes why I can't really move things around because of the overlay. So there you can kind of see speed now. That's about as best as I can do though.
Someone's asking about customization. There'll be like visual customization. We're not going to get into like setup stuff probably. I don't know. Joe's kind of gone back and forth on this, and we're not positive. But right now, there's not a plan to add the ability to change setup and stuff. But visual customization is very important for sure.
Yeah, be plenty of customization, especially for character. There'd probably be more character customization than bike, but we plan to have both.
William, thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate it, man. If anybody feels like following, we would be happy to have you.
Currently trying to beat Suiton's time. I updated this trail, so it's actually a little faster. So beating him right now is a little bit of a cheat, but it's still going to be a challenge for me. I have about 2 or 3 seconds I need to shave off my best. So that's what we're working on. Whoa, getting squirrely.
As you're shaving, I'll ask a question. I'm not going to interrupt you too badly, but Zach wants to know if there's any sort of progression system. I can say, start the answer while you're railing right now and say not yet. We're still kind of focusing on the physics and all the core of gameplay while we're this early in the development of it. But progression obviously is a big part of it, and it's on the roadmap. And Joka, when he's not in a heater, can tell you a little bit more about what he has in mind for progression. I'm over on TikTok. Ross asks, will the game ever be free? You can play free now. You can play the playtest on Steam for free right now. If you PC, Mac, Linux, just head over to Steam and search for Cranked and hit the request playtest button. You can download it right away. It's not this trail. This is only going to be available in the Patreon supported build. That's hopefully coming out tomorrow. There's one version of this trail in the current Patreon build, but the changes Joe's been working on will be hopefully released tomorrow. But you can play the game. You'll get an idea what gameplay's like, why it's so different from all the other mountain bike games. Doesn't really play like any of the other games at all. And you can just get the play test on Steam and play it for free, and you'll see how it's different. JD likes the way the graphics are coming along, Joe. He says.
That was close, guys. We got a 212.5 and Suiton's sitting at a 212.1. So I got to shave off about a half second or less.
You just picked up like 2 seconds on that run, right?
Yeah, 2.6. I got it.
Luke asks about playing on Mac. You can play it on Mac. You might need to go into the settings and dial depending on the Mac you have, you might need to go into the settings and dial the quality levels down. There's a bunch of different options in settings, and if it's not running well, you can go in and just kind of turn things down a bit until you get it running well. Obviously, we'll be doing optimizations over time and trying to get it to run on as many machines as we can. One of the reasons we're not going for hyper-realistic graphics is just to make it more accessible to more machines. But give it a shot. You can get the free playtest and try it on your Mac that way. Play with the settings, see if it works. And if so, and you want to support us on Patreon, then you can take that step later.
Let me go show you guys the new edition on this run, if I can get there.
Nice.
Someone asked a question on TikTok I wanted to answer, but now I forgot what it was, and it's gone.
It's got so many questions over there right now. It's a little hard to keep track of them. Who else hang out with us on the other app? Sometimes why? What's up, man? Hanging out, all the S's is hanging out with us as usual. Captain Jack's up in the house. What's up, man?
All right, here we go. New addition to the trail. A work in progress right here.
Sometimes Wise asking about moving my camera so they can see the speed better, Joe. Something to keep
I
in
already,
mind.
I already, already moved
Oh,
all
you
that
did that.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it now. All right. I see you moved it up. That was easy enough. Thank you sometimes, Y, for that helpful feedback.
Obviously, it's a work in progress, and Cedric is in the process of remaking the canyon gap, so it's more based off of the real thing. I kind of did a crappy version right now, and it doesn't really work. It's bugged. You'll see here in a second, probably. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, bugged. But anyway, that'll be going in soon.
Eddie and some others are asking about VR.
Oh,
We don't
mercy.
know, man. Like that wasn't the plan originally. Then when people saw the game, we hear it every time we stream. Somebody asks us about VR, so that's gotten our attention. But we're a small team, self-funded team. We have a roadmap that's pretty well planned, and we're trying to like think about the important things when we need to, and not think too much about what we're going to do in 2 years. A lot can happen between now and then, so we don't know, man. It's within the realm of possibility that we would try VR. We have some concerns about whether or not we could do it without making everybody want to vomit in this game, but maybe we'll see. If we did, I guess it probably would be PC VR and not like Oculus type VR. That's what your take, Joe, is, right? If we ever went
Yeah,
down that road.
for sure. Faux show.
Nice. Lyle Carson says, looks pretty sick already. Hope you guys get it to where you want to keep chasing that dream for sure. Nice, man. Our programmer Hodge was making another game called Chasing the Dream before he was on this team, so it's in our DNA, man. Are you better than Descenders? Man, it depends on. I guess it depends on what kind of game you're looking for. I think the question is for you, actually. Do you think it's better than Descenders? You can get the playtest for free on Steam, so just check it out and play it. See what you think. They feel a lot different. This game's a lot more responsive. In my experience, people who actually ride mountain bikes think this game feels like riding mountain bikes, the feeling of riding more than the other games. But that's for you to decide. So it's free. Check it out. See what you think.
Slowly making this rock section a little maybe less chaotic. I kind of like that it's chaotic at times, but some people have said that they don't, so we'll kind of tweak it a little as I go here. Whenever I kind of crash, I try to remember what rock it was on and then tweak it. It's hard to remember what rock it's on when there's 4,000 rocks.
Yeah, and they're all the same color. Victor's popping in the house for the first time in a while and says, wow, things are looking real good since the last time I was here. Thanks, brother. Good to see you back, man.
No, Jens, we're not going to move the speedometer because you put your feet up on the table. So, sorry.
Jens. Are there both flow and tech trails? Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of trails, especially when you get into the open world. There's going to be a lot of trails in this game by the time all is said and done. We're trying to do every single kind. And because we're all, most of the people on the team ride in real life, or Joe, the game director, has ridden for decades. We have a lot of interest in elements of reality and like realistic style trails. We want to do some urban stuff too. So yeah, lots of stuff. We have some cool flow trails.
I'll hop on the open world map after we beat this time I'm trying to beat, which shouldn't take too long. And I can show you guys that stuff. But yeah, and so go back to the speedometer thing. Actually, someone in the community had an idea that we should put a bike computer on the bike and you can use that to see your speed. So that's probably what will eventually happen. And then you can just equip that. And that way you don't have to have it in the corner.
Eric, yeah, you can play test right now. Just go to Steam and search for Cranked and then hit the request playtest button. Anybody can get it now for free and you can play and you'll see what we're working on. And, just keep in mind, we're not even to day 300 yet. So we have a lot of development left. Generally speaking, developers don't sort of share everything they do in public every step of the way and show you every iteration. That's kind of our approach. So, sometimes you'll see things like the graphics aren't where you think they would be for a release game, but we're far from being released. We're probably a year out from 1.0 being released or something like that. We got a lot of work to do still. So just try to keep in mind it's a work in progress. And that's kind of by design that we'll share what we're doing with everybody so you can participate and help us make it good. It's the plan.
Long on that bad boy.
Yeah, it'll come to consoles eventually, we think, Kian. That's the plan. Hope I got your name right. Yeah, Kian.
Gotta make up some time somewhere here.
2KY wants to know, Poots wants to know if we ride. Yeah, Joe's been riding mountain bikes for a long time. I'm a new mountain bike rider, obsessive about it. Just got my own new bike this past week. But I've been a motorcycle rider for decades. But I've moved over to mountain bikes lately because this game's got me hooked. This game and riding with Joe has me hooked anyway. We had a blast when we rode in El Paso, and I can't stop thinking about mountain bikes ever since. But I'm not very fast. Tommy, thanks for sharing the live, brother. And Gusta, thank you for following. Appreciate you guys following and sharing and helping us spread the word.
All right.
JD says, if you guys make it so players can build their own trails, it will last forever. What's the plan with modding, Joe? And maybe talk a little bit about the possibility of an actual in-game track builder that is even more user-friendly down the line.
Yeah, we decided last stream. Right now, Hodge, our programmer, is working on multiplayer. That's been like one of the biggest requests, and so we're hoping to have an update for Patreon members for that this week, if not next week. And then we decided after multiplayer, we're gonna move on to modding because that's the next most requested thing. So modding's gonna be coming in the game soon, probably within the next, I think by summer there should be modding in the game. Modding's mostly, at least to start, modding will be probably restricted to map creation. We might add more stuff later and iterate on it, but that's kind of what the goal is. So basically the way, I'm in Unity here, so kind of you'll see me editing this map a little bit here and there, and kind of modding will be similar vibe. And then, we hope in the future, if this game is a big success and we've got the money we would love to put an in-game trail builder mode where we kind of have mountains and you guys can go in there and use shovels and different tools to kind of carve your own trails easily and more easily than modding. But that'll come much later than version 1.0.
The first time you ever talked to me about this game, the things I remember were an absolute commitment to no microtransactions, and that's one of our pillars. We'll never have microtransactions. You always wanted to have modding. That's been an early part of the roadmap from the beginning. You always want a multiplayer and open world, and these things have been sort of the pillars of what we've done. So you've known what you're trying to build from the start, and it's kind of cool watching us actually do that. You're flexible and you make changes every now and then, but for the most part, you know what you're trying to do here. It's one of the reasons we're so productive in general. I think you guys are so productive because you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know what you want to do. It's good.
Someone asked if there's keyboard. Yeah, there's keyboard controls and you can customize it however you want.
Cage's Tuna says, I have a Turbo Levo too, Brian. Don't feel bad about owning it. First, cool that we both have, similar bike. I don't know. I'm not sure what year yours is. Mine's 2019, but it would be impossible for me to feel less bad about owning it. I'm stoked to have this bike. I think it's great. An e-bike's better for me anyway. I'm older and it gets me to my trail system on a lunch break way faster. Like when the weather's decent, I can just go outside and get to White Park and Morgantown ride. And I can be back in an hour and get like 45 minutes of riding in. And if I didn't have an e-bike, the trip from my house to the park would take me, probably twice as long or something like that. And that's less time on the trail. So that's one reason. Second, if I'm riding with Joe and he's on a manual bike, a pedal bike, I can keep up with him usually, at least going uphill, and usually most of the time downhill. At least I'm within the same stratosphere as you were, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, when we rode here in El Paso, I think if anything, I was the one struggling because I was on the regular bike. Gavin, it's not. You could go try the playtest for free. Also, that's like saying, Call of Duty can sue Battlefield because they both made a shooter, which is not how life works. So, go test it out, though. You'll see that it's not an exact copy. It's not even close to an exact copy.
Hey, chill. I got a 2019 Specialized Levo. It was a bike I was borrowing for a while, and then I ended up getting hired by the people I was borrowing it from to do some work and kind of worked that into the deal. So, and now it's mine, and I'm pumped. It's crappy outside. Haven't been able to ride in months, but, when the time comes, I'm going to be ready to go. Got to get a new dropper post, though, because my dropper post doesn't want to come back up. And I'll tell you, if you guys have ever experienced that, that is a pain in the ass. you push your seat down and then you want to bring it back up again and it doesn't come the whole way. When you suck on the bike in the first place, that's not the best scenario. So gotta get that fixed ASAP.
1 second, I want to pull something up.
Thanks, Mackay.
All right, here we go. For everyone saying this is a copy of Descenders, let's take a picture at the same map that I'm on, Descenders version, and tell me if you think this looks like the same game.
So what are we looking at here? This is a Descenders mod of Hardline.
Yeah. So this is the Descender. This was a few years ago, hardline version. So it's not the exact because they change the course mostly every year. But let's see, where do we have a part of the start here? I mean, the start in real life here, like is incredibly rocky. There's no rocks here. Smooth, slippery, slidey, no tech, no roughness to the terrain. Same with Riders Republic. So if you guys want to call it a copy, that's fine. But if you actually go play it and try it out, you'll see quickly that it is not a copy.
Was that guy in the cutout window pulling bong hits just now? Did I see that right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's what it looked like.
Also, this is a map that's still in work in progress. It's mostly me testing it right now. And also, we're less than a year into development. Descenders has been out, like 7 years? So, yeah, if you guys want, there's a free playtest. You can try it for yourself. And if you play them, if you are a Descenders player and you've got enough time in Descenders to kind of know how that feels, and you play this, you're going to immediately see that they're different and they feel completely different. That was too slow. Too slow. All right, we got to get this time. As an update, I have a 212.5 and we're trying to beat a 212.1. So we're close. And then we'll move over to the open world map and we'll show you guys some new stuff happening over there.
I don't know what kind of dropper I have sometimes. Why? Because I just got this bike and I'm still learning about all of the different parts of mountain bikes and so forth. So I don't really know much about droppers and I don't know what's on there. It's whatever came stock on the 2019 non-carbon Levo. So whatever came stock on that is what's still on there for sure. But I'll take it down to Pathfinder in Morgantown probably next week, and I want to get it sorted while the weather's still bad. So that first nice day that I have to ride, I actually have a functional dropper post. Engages too, and I did not race moto. I worked for a motocross magazine for a long time, almost 20 years, Racer X, but I was always a street bike guy. I mean, I rode plenty of dirt bikes, super fun, but I wasn't a racer. I was more of a street bike, like a daily street bike rider. I would ride like 10 months out of the year. If the weather was good or decent even, I was on my bike. So wasn't really like a weekend warrior kind of guy, more of a, this is my vehicle. It's more fun to get places on my motorcycle than in a car. So that's always the way I approached it. Rarely rode with anybody. It was just me getting around. My style.
Your repo app is doing... Oh. Yeah, no worries, Antgrass. If you don't... It doesn't need to be in for the stream either.
Jose asks if this is solo racing. Yeah, it's when you're in the racing side of things, it's solo, UCI style. We just added... multiplayer last week. It's a work in progress, obviously, for just when you're in sort of exploration mode, and we have all kinds of challenges that would involve having fun with friends, etc. We got all kinds of stuff in the works there, but anytime you're racing, it's UCI style, one at a time mode. Game's called Cranked, guys. You can get the free playtest on Steam and play it and see what you think. Just search for Cranked and hit request playtest and you'll get it right away. And if you play it, you'll see it doesn't play like any of the other games. It's its own thing. You might like the other games better, it depends on what you're into. But if you ride in real life, I think there's a pretty good chance you're gonna be down with what we're doing on Cranked. If you're more into arcade style games or you don't ride and don't really care about it actually sort of feeling like it feels like when you ride, then you might be into the other games.
Oh, gotta make up time somewhere. I think the bottom, there's some gaps that I'm still learning. The whole bottom section I redid, so I haven't learned all the lines there yet. Hopefully we could make up some time. Also, this first berm coming in here, I juiced up. Just missed it. Based on some feedback from videographer who's filmed Hardline a bunch of times in real life, and he gave me some feedback on certain parts that needed to be tuned up a little bit, and he said that berm in real life is bigger, so I juiced it up. Just want to see where we would have been.
Wyatt, thank you for the finger heart, man.
There might be a gap here, but probably death. Yeah.
187 viewers on TikTok, Joe. Popping off over there.
190. Nice. Welcome, everybody. I'm trying to shave off about 0.4 of a second on this trail, then we're going to move to something else. But people probably want to see this trail. Okay, there's a rock that is eating me. Let's go find that rock. That's up over the hill after the left hand. I think it was like right here. Maybe, or was it back further? See, I get confused.
So you have to be within that height of the markers for it to count then, I assume? That's the hitbox?
Yep. So you got to pass through that box, and I can adjust them and make them like bigger or smaller. And obviously
do you just have to touch it, barely touch it, and it counts? Or do you have to get all the way through it?
No, I think your front wheel has to go between it.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know what rock just ate me. This is a death rock, actually. Let's flip this upside down.
Hey, Fast Treasure, you can play right now, brother. Just go to Steam and get the free playtest. Hit the request playtest. You can play it right now. There's a bunch of trails there, 5 raceable. You know, work the leaderboards, man. See how far you can make it up on the free playtest. And then if you want to support on Patreon and play the open world, which is developing fast, including this trail that Joe's working on now, you can support on Patreon if you'd like.
This one's purposely kind of big, so you don't go off track. We'll leave it. All right.
Fast play. This game's called Cranked. You can play the free play test on Steam.
Actually, yeah. All right. Try again.
Leroy, we don't know what the final price will be. Probably between 25 and 35 bucks. That's still a ways in the future, and we haven't made a decision yet. But that's kind of what we're shooting for. There'll never be any kind of microtransactions. We're not gonna. The only thing that we would charge for after the original release is if we do like New Worlds DLC, that type of stuff, and that'll all be through, the Steam store. There's not going to be any kind of like asks for money within these games. That's never going to happen in Cranked. No virtual currencies, no ads. We'll have some real world sponsor partners like a Frameworks bike, things that make the game cooler, but we made free-to-play games for a long time, and that's stuff you kind of have to do when you're making free-to-play games on mobile. Mad Skills Motocross and all those games. I think we did a pretty good job of it on those games, but we just don't have an appetite for it in Cranked. It's going to be a good game for a fair price is the plan. It's cool jumping into that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hit, yeah.
Ooh,
it's tight right there, man.
All right, we're good. We're in touch.
Yeah, you're good. Little whip for some. Our whips, by the way, if y'all are just checking it out for the first time, it's all physics-based. We don't have any animations in the game. Everything's physics-based. So you can whip, you can scrub, you can backflip, front flip, 360. You can ride a wheelie. Anything you can do with the physics. We may do animated tricks to add some more stuff in eventually. If we do, we'll be careful, and we kind of know who we would want to work with to do that. Somebody we've already seen do it really well, but that's not for like initial release 1.0 stuff. That would be down the line. Dude, you got it.
Oh, come on, get.
You got.
Oh man.
Damn, 1.4 back.
Oh, I missed the gate.
Missed it. Yeah.
All right. I don't think we were
Fast
anyway.
Treasure. Thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate it.
See where
Braden's about to play the game. Let us know what you think, man. Are you going to play the play test from Steam? If so, let us know what you think. You know, give it a couple spins first. Run a couple trails and see what you think. See if you can get across the finish line without missing the gates, and let us know what you think. Yeah, G-Tox, we want to put this thing on console for sure. We're going to get it out on PC first, but the plan is definitely to go to console. We haven't really figured out those details yet. That's a little ways in the future, but that's the plan, man. I think this would be a great game on consoles. Look who's back, Joe. Derek is back, our pepperoni roll buddy from West Virginia, my man.
Yo, what up? I'm on a burner.
Hey, Derek, I rely on that pepperoni roll reference from you because we get a number of Dereks in here. I'll try to pay attention to your avatar. Is that? I don't know. To me, it looks like a parrot. I can't tell, but as long as you keep talking about pepperoni rolls, Derek, I'm going to know it's you. Good to see you, man. We got 22 over on the video app.
Nice. Lost a lot of time there. All right, I'm not going to make these look stylish because I want to just go fast. Sorry, guys.
Sometimes Y says, as a 36-year-old that hasn't gamed in nearly 15 years, he appreciates our model, the way we're making games and the way we're just kind of, you know, not including microtransactions. We're talking about everything publicly. I assume you mean all that stuff. Says he appreciates it. The video game ethos has changed so much, it's wild. It is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do it right. We're self-funded. We don't have outside entities who have control over what we do. We make every decision based on what we think is best for the game. You know, some people still pop in and tell us how much they hate us and how this game's awful and we'll never go anywhere. You see that every now and then, but that probably just comes with having decent viewership over on TikTok occasionally. So, but most people who play this, in fact, pretty much everybody who actually plays it, seems to be pumped on what we're doing and why we're doing it and how it's coming together, how hard we're working and all that stuff. So I'm stoked it resonates with you, man. Thanks for mentioning that. It's important to us to run this project that way.
Who was asking, do you guys manually model every rock or do you have to wait to automatically generate them? I don't know where we got these rocks. I don't know if it's an asset pack that we bought or if Maggie modeled them. But I also hand placed every single one of these, which was very tedious.
What up, Phoebo? Good to see you, man. Hey, Logan, I skied snowshoe, but I only started riding mountain bikes last year, so I haven't ridden there yet. I'm super pumped. I've watched basically every YouTube video I can find on snowshoe. I hope another UCI race comes back there sometime soon. But Joe and I have plans to ride there, hopefully this summer. So I'm pumped. Can't wait.
Microtransactions.
Definitely a cool area of the state. What's that, Joe?
Someone just said microtransactions can make or break a game depending on how they are set up. Did you already talk about that? Anyway, we won't have any microtransactions, so there will be no setting them up.
The issue, I mean, at its essence, because originally when we made Mad Skills Motocross in those games, there were no microtransactions. You know, originally it was just release a game and charge a fair price for it, and that's that. And every decision you make comes down to how good the game's going to be. It's kind of simple in a way. But when there are microtransactions, things change, especially if it's a free game and you're not going to stay in business unless you make money from microtransactions. Then all of a sudden, like, the decisions you make just sort of, because they have to, factor in how you're going to, like, put somebody in a position to want to pay some money. And it's just the way it goes with a free-to-play game, but we just don't want to do it. We've done it enough, and we don't want to do that anymore. We just want to make decisions based on, is this going to make Cranked more fun to play? That's the whole thing here. So, if you're into that kind of thing, cool. Consider following us wherever you are watching us. But if you're not into that kind of thing, maybe we're not for you. Still play it, though. Get the free playtest on Steam and give it a shot. See what you think. So, modding.
Yeah.
That's next after we kind of get... How far do you want to take multiplayer before you start modding? Let's talk about that for a second.
I mean, just the basics. Like, there's not going to be any special modes or any kind of, we're not going to have like the cool friend teleport system or proximity chat. We're not going to have any of those things for version 1. It's kind of just getting it up and running, making it so that when you pop in the game, if you're part of the Patreon and you join a game, you're automatically going to be put in a lobby and you'll see other people in the lobby and you can, ride around, follow people, follow them in the drone, whatever. So that's kind of version 1, is just having that. And then I think from there we'll probably move to getting modding going. And then after modding, we've got other stuff to do, like third person animations, more camera work, some physics and whip stuff and scrubs and like tweaking some of that. Then it'll probably go to do some of the core loop stuff, like the progression systems and all that. But yeah, in the future, we'll obviously add way more to multiplayer, but I think, we're trying to do a little by little, do a little bit here, move on to the next thing, come circle back around to it later. I think is probably a good way of doing things.
Yeah. Cool. Joe, we have a proposal, brother.
What's up?
Sometimes Y says if we head up to British Columbia, he's going to take us on tour. Do you mean, when you say on tour, do you mean tour of like the best riding areas in that area of North America? Is that what you mean? That's a compelling idea.
Oh, how did I land that? Dude, I'm down. I'd love to go ride BC.
What up, Harpy? Good seeing you, man.
That was no breaks. No breaks, because I got to make up some time. When I see that I'm way behind my previous best, then I get risky. If I'm up, I kind of go smooth. See, I was down, I went risky, and it paid off. I was, what was I, 1 point? It's hard to see because those buttons in the way, and then I wasn't paying attention. I think I gained a second because I got risky there.
We're at 210 on TikTok right now. It's hard to keep up with all the comments, though. Unfortunately, guys, none of this is us missing, like not wanting to answer, but it's just so hard to respond to so many comments. Appreciate them all, though.
All right.
What sets it apart from Descenders? We get this a lot, Toucan Sam. It's just plays so differently. There's no, there are no procedurally generated tracks. Everything's crafted. The whole open world is being crafted by hand by people who ride and know riding. It just feels so much more responsive when you play it. The best thing to do is just get the free playtest. It's on Steam. Just search for Cranked and play it. And then you tell us how it compares to Descenders. I'd like to know what you think. We don't think it feels anything like it, but I think, the controls and stuff are going to feel somewhat like it, I think. Wouldn't you say, Joe?
Yeah, controls are similar. There's some differences for sure, but similar vibe.
Yeah. Some questions about Xbox. We don't know for sure exactly what consoles or when, but the plan is definitely to move the game to consoles. We're trying to make this thing accessible to as many people who want to play it as possible, and we think it'll be really good on consoles. It's kind of a simcade game, and just sort of think it will work there. It's a controller, better with controllers. I know some people are starting to get it to feel pretty good with keyboard, but we think it's a controller game, so I think it's a good fit for consoles. So we'll do PC first, and then once we get 1.0 out, we'll focus on whatever consoles we're going to do and what order we're going to do and how we're going to approach it. Probably 6 or 7 months, we think, after the release of the PC version-ish is when we hope to have, the first console version or versions out.
Is this? Yeah, this is the Death Rock.
Jack wants to know if this has been released to the Patreon. A part of it has, not as far as Joe's taking it now. We're hoping to release this to our Patreon subscribers tomorrow. So if you guys have played the free playtest and you're digging it and you want to play the whole open world, which has, more than double as many tracks, 20 some tracks and trails now, some raceable, some discoverable, support on Patreon. Little as $5 a month, and you get every update that we do over the course of that month. You get to keep them for good. Hours of gameplay in there already, so Cost of a cup of coffee if you want to try it for a month and see if it's for you. And if you accumulate a $50 spend over time, so like if you subscribe for $5 for 10 months, then you would get a key for the final game. So kind of like buying the game in installments and participating in everything throughout. It's pretty fun. People who are support on Patreon and get all the updates, it's almost like a Christmas Day when we do a new update. Everybody's all pumped on Discord, and sometimes we have a discussion about whether we should reset leaderboards or not. That whole type of thing happens. It's good. Cool community. It is popping off today, all the S's. We're at 236 right now.
Man. Whew.
That's one of the highest concurrents I remember. Welcome, y'all. Thank you for hanging out with us.
If you guys have never played, we've got a free Steam playtest. So it's not this map, but there's another map with about 5 trails or so. So hop over to Steam and give it a spin if you want to try it out for free.
And if anybody's here for the first time, we are a self-funded small indie team. We're building, action sports crew, all of us, long time. Joe's a long-time mountain bike rider. We self-funded this game. We're still in pre-alpha. We're not even 300 days total into the development of this game with a very small team. So, everything you see is a work in progress. Gameplay is already insanely fun, and you can get the free playtest Joe was just talking about on Steam by searching for Cranked and hitting the request playtest button and try it yourself. See what you think. Hang out with us on Discord and give us your feedback if you want. And support on Patreon if you want the whole open world and to be a part of the actual development of the game. That option's there for you too.
I don't like that one, Rock. A lot of people ask what's the difference between this and other games like Descenders or any other mountain bike game on the market. And at this point, the feedback, this is me summarizing feedback from tons of players, not really my opinion, but it just feels more like real riding. So if you care about what real riding feels like and you want a game that is more realistic and less slippy while still being kind of arcadey and fun in a sense, it's more simcadey, then check it out. But this is a replica of a track. If you know mountain biking, you probably recognize it, and you could compare this to the other versions of the same track in other games like Riders Republic, and you'll see like Riders Republic's version looks nothing like the real thing. It's irrecognizable. So that's the main difference. We're trying to really make a game that feels like real riding, while still being fun and easy to play and hard to master.
I think the combination of the fact that we're very experienced when it comes to making games. Everybody on our team has been making games for a very long time, so we kind of know how to make games. We have that, plus our whole team is action sports people and riders. So the combination of, there are companies that have game making experience, but they don't have riding experience. And there are companies that have riding experience, but they haven't made games before. That's kind of what the market is made up of right now. And I think we're the studio that has both of these things: real life experience and real game experience. And hopefully the plan is we can put those together and make the game that feels the best to people who actually ride.
What is that, Rock?
Kind of what we're going for.
I swear it's this Rock, but...
What's up, doll? It's good to see you over on that side, man. It is chill over here. You're right.
Maybe I'll just lower it a ton.
Antgrass, thanks for answering questions. Everybody else answering questions in the comments. Appreciate that. It makes it so much easier when people who know the answers kind of chime in and help out, because we just can't keep up otherwise. So thank you.
Sorry, guys. I can't help myself. I got to get into edit mode real quick. This is how we make things better. Iterating little by little, tiny details.
Yojo's asking about Steam Deck support. You can actually play the free playtest that's on Steam right now on the Steam Deck. You can play the one that's available at this point. So yeah, that's the plan. Here's a good question that I don't know if anybody has asked, or I don't know if we've addressed publicly, but I think it's a good idea. It comes from Cactus. A very good, fair question. He says, he read the email announcement about investors. Heads up, we're pushing toward the end of the money that we were all able to put together to seed this company. And now we're working on our first round of investment to get some more money in so we can keep this thing going. That's going real well. We're not going to have any issues there, I don't think. But he wants to know, Cactus asked, will you guys stay in charge, or will the investors make major decisions about the game? No, the founders will still, by a large margin, have controlling interest in the company. We're not raising enough money to give up any level of control of as far as what we do. I don't think I can't imagine a scenario where we would allow that to happen. We're certainly going to try to make sure that we all stay in charge and make these decisions, because we're the ones whose principles we're following, and we need to be able to continue to do that all the way. So, yeah, we will still have decision-making ability across the board.
I don't think we would take on an investor that wouldn't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So
the investors we're taking on want that. These people, they see what's happened and they understand that this game's going well. We're not really bringing in so far like other people from the games industry who know, we're bringing in people who kind of believe in this project and believe in us to pull it off. So yeah, we're not going down that road.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why we decided to move on from getting a publisher in the first place, because we didn't want to have anybody else calling the shots.
Yeah, a lot of these people that are investors are, we've known them for years or our entire lives. Some of them are family, friends. Like it's not people that are going to come in here and start calling shots. It's people who believe in what we're doing already and want to get on board and help make it better. Struggling to get a time. We put down a time very early, and now since then I haven't gotten one in a while. Which means we're due.
Dawes says, don't sell to EA, whatever you do. I'll tell you what, man, sometimes people start companies with an exit in mind. They start a company because they want to exit it. I've never been involved in one conversation about exiting this company. We were trying to build a company of something that we believed in so we could keep something cool going for the long term. So if you look through all of our investor materials and stuff, it's not about exiting. It's about building a company that's meaningful and does good stuff. You are welcome, Cactus. No problem. Good question, man.
Oh, get in the gate.
Christian says, don't sell to anyone. Yes, the plan is to build a company and keep it going and do more good stuff. That is what our plan is. This person says, will there be real life trails like Hardline? Joe?
I would say keep watching and maybe refresh your memory on Hardline.
Yeah, we're testing stuff right now, but we would love to work with Red Bull and other real life entities and do cool stuff that way.
Someone in chat who knows can maybe tell them what's up.
Yeah. Victor Laza wants to see a full run. See what happened to you.
I'll do a full run here, whether I'm screwed up or not. No, we're good.
No, you didn't miss it. You're good.
I thought I did.
This track's tough, man. It's so tight. And you're moving so fast.
All right. If you don't recognize it here coming up, then can't help you guys.
Yeah, that's distinctive.
This section. These are probably 90 feet or so, give or take.
It's like moto jumps.
Man, I come in that turn so hot.
Luke says game is really good playing right now. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it, brother. If anybody's not playing and you want to try it, just go to Steam and get the free playtest. Search for Cranked and hit request playtest. You'll get it right away. It's free. Lots of gameplay. For sure, you can play it there are many people who have played that, just the free playtest map, for hundreds of hours, for sure. You can spend probably, there are some people who have spent over 100 hours on individual trails just trying to set better times. I don't know if any of you guys played Mad Skills Motocross, which we also made, but if you did play Mad Skills Motocross, you know how it's like it's about trying to dial the track in, and you're constantly restarting, and you can just kind of focus on one track for a really long time. That happens in this game too. It's very Mad Skills like in that way, in my opinion.
There's a full run. It didn't count because I went out of the gate and it was bad time anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, Bentley, we made Matt Skills. I was one of the founders of that company. Joe was one of the early level designers and ultimately became the lead game designer for Turborilla, who makes Matt Skills Motocross and BMX and all the Matt Skills games. So I've been doing it for almost 15 years now. If you go back to Matt Skills Motocross 1, and Joe's been doing it for like 12, I think.
Yeah, 12 or 13 at this point, something like that.
And Hodge, our programmer, made Chasing the Dream, the PC motocross game in the works that never quite got across the finish line. We tried to partner with him on that via Mad Skills and get it done, but we couldn't get any publishers to give us any money. So we actually hired him to come help us do this game, and hopefully we can help him finish his moto game one of these days. That'd be kind of fun.
I fell fast. Let's see if we can keep speed up here. Ooh.
Sebastian says, thought you guys were like Swedish. Well, Turborilla, the company, is a Swedish company, but Joe and I were and a woman named Dana were the three Americans on that team. But most of the others are Swedish. And Tobias Anderson, who is the majority owner of this company as well, he's one of 4 founders, is Swedish. And then the other 3 owners of this company are Joe, who's playing right now, me, and our friend Mike Fisher, who worked with me at the motocross magazine Racer X for a long time. And is a very good designer. Now he has like a retainer with Red Bull and all kinds of other cool stuff. So he's a very talented guy and one of our 4 owners.
I missed the gate. See where we would have been. We were way back anyway. I need to practice this end section though, because I think I want this to be a gap, like down into. I bet Sutton will get that one down into that thing. That gap's a little risky because you land on roots, and if you guys have played this game before, you know landing on roots is sometimes sketchy.
Bit of an issue.
Joey got you the asset. Oh, thanks. If you put it in here, we're probably gonna have a merge error because I did actually work on some stuff, even though I said I wouldn't. But you know me, I can't stop. So
you can't stop. It's impossible.
So if you just pull. See, so now it's gonna ruin my stuff. How hard was it for you to put that in there? Can I overwrite your stuff and then you put it back in? Oh, just another asset. It didn't work on the okay. Let's try it.
TBL asked about what tricks you can do, and I saw someone else ask if you can throw a whip at some point. So basically, at this point, you can do anything you can do with physics. So like we weren't interested in animated whips and stuff. It sounds kind of weak to us. So we wanted everything to be physics based. So right now you can do whips, whatever style you ride. You know, we have guys who play who are really good and have different whip styles, just like you would in real life. You can scrub, you can backflip, front flip, 360 in either direction. Whatever you can do with physics, pop a wheelie. We don't have any animations yet, but eventually one of these days we may introduce animation-based tricks. But we wouldn't do that lightly. We would make sure we have the right team to do that and do it carefully, because that can be bad if done badly. You gotta get that right. So we'll see.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Cedric just added something we need to test, and we're going to test it live here with you guys.
That's how we do.
It's in the jump tabs. Where in here? I do not see it. Hardline Canyon Gap, the second one in the first row, of course. All right, let's go down to the Canyon Gap, y'all. You guys have been asking for it, so today I started working on this section. Spoiler alert. Let's go try it out. I had this version, which did not work quite well. So we will try a new version. Wait, that's wrong. Wait, this. I can't read today.
IMMB says, I've never seen a game built live like this. It's really cool. Thanks, man. Kind of a big part of our approach is let's just do everything with 100% radical candor, honest about everything at all times, talk about everything. out front in public. And that includes sometimes we've actually had things that we were going to have meetings for internally, and we knew we had a stream coming up the next day. We were like, let's just wait till the stream. We'll do it on the stream. We just kind of, it's easy when you just are honest about everything and you just do everything out in the open. You never have to think about much of anything. You just talk about anything anytime. It's fun. And some people like you enjoy the approach, like to be a part of it and like to see it happen in real time. So I'm glad it resonates with you. Lots of follows. We got Martin following and Coraline following and M8 follow. Thanks, man, so much. Appreciate it. Chino's following. Thank you.
We can just give this a spin just to test it for fun and see what it's like. Let's go try it out. We'll fly over there real quick. Albin, yeah, you know what you're talking about, right? You know. Let's just see if it works. Quick test before I kind of perfect it.
Albin's paying attention. Look at that.
A little big. Let's not pop. No pop.
No popping. You might just crush it. Good.
Oh, that's big.
Nice.
I wonder if we should make it smaller.
Sammy wants to know how to join the Discord, Joe. I'm going to let you take that one.
Discord.gg/cranked. I mean, it's kind of sick landing it like that. Yeah, discord.gg/cranked.
There you go, Sammy.
All right.
Sebastian,
it's a little big.
Thank you for the follow.
Let's make it smaller. A little big. I actually think in real life it's more of a slight step up. So, Cedric, it might need to have a longer runway. Like, let's try this though.
Dano, good to see you, man.
Can I? I feel like it needs less lippy because they did change it. Well, they were going to change it. I don't know if they ever did, but oh, the stairs. I screwed it up. There we go. Yeah, maybe little less lippy. We could always just like back it up.
Dan and Mountain Bike Jack, thank you guys for the follow on TikTok. Much appreciated.
Let's get rid of these.
I'm just going to do quick while you're doing some building. Quick shout out to our top 5 on TikTok's been hanging out with us. Luke and the Lemoners, Zach, Swear, and we've got Albin on Canyon at number 4 and Nico rounding out the top 5. So thank you guys for hanging with us today.
Let's try this. Angle it down. Make it less lippy. Scooted it back. See how this works, Ancrass. Because right now I'm boosting, but it works way better than that wood thing. So this definitely will work.
You all see the drone in the game. If you're just hanging out for the first time, one of the things that I don't know if it's officially on the roadmap, but one of the things we want to do is work with an FPV drone game and get proper drone physics in the game and really make a scenario where people who want to play a drone game can play it within Cranked and record people who are playing as mountain bikers too. We think that'd be a really cool approach, and it's a kind of a dream of ours. So if you know somebody who makes it the best FPV drone game, what is the best FPV drone game, Joe? Is there one, or are there a bunch of good ones?
There's a lot. I don't think I have my Steam open. Yeah, there's a bunch. But if we want to partner with someone, we're going to need to partner with someone who knows Unity and built in Unity. I'm trying to remember which one was built in Unity. I forget though. Man, that's huge. Oh, my reference.
Glad you like that idea, Kobe. Very cool. And Jack wants to know when the game is launching. Well, I mean, it's kind of out now in a way. You can play the free play test on Steam right now, and you can always get the open world build just by supporting us on Patreon. So it's not like most games where you don't see it till it launches, or you can't play it till it launches and then you get it. This game you can play at all times, but as far as like when 1.0 is across the finish line, it'll probably be around a year or so, something like that. It just depends. You know, if our investing round goes well and we get some extra money in and we can hire another dev, it could speed things up. It just kind of comes down to how things go.
Less lippy. All right, let's see. What do we have? We have Hardline, Canyon Gap. Wait. Which one is which?
MTB, probably console would be a half a year or so after the launch of the PC 1.0, something like that.
What is this? Prefab? Import?
Albin on Canyon wants to see that landing a little bit bigger for what it's worth, Joe. Birdshaw says he's back because he had to watch curling and hockey at the same time. I kind of want to see curling and hockey on the same ice. That could be an all new experience.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I like it. Y'all watching the Olympics much? Anybody? My daughter's a huge figure skating fan. Not a skater, but she's a big figure skating fan.
I've been watching.
And was enjoying this year. I always like short track speed skating. It's always one of my favorite events in the Winter Olympics. Super good racing. Like if you're a racing fan, short track speed skating is to me the coolest. Super exciting. It's I don't know, fun.
I like all the snowboarding.
Yeah, that's good.
Let's see what this is like. Micaiah was a speed skater? What?
No way. All right, man. Props. I love it. Did you do all kinds of like short track, long track, all that stuff? I don't know it very well, man. I just watch it every time the Winter Olympics roll around. That's as much as I know. I don't know. My guess is at the competitive level, different people do different disciplines, and at beginning levels, people are doing different disciplines. That's how I would guess it goes down.
That feels much better.
Cool, man. Makai, short track speed skate. Such a dope sport, man. It's so cool. It's really great racing in my view.
Oh, that's good. Dude, if you roll into this like they did in real life, like, because, you know, they're coming in here pretty slow. They're not going nuts. And they kind of drop in like this. They tap the brakes a little. Boom. Perfect.
Boom.
No pop.
Crushed it. Nice, man.
And then you come in with ridiculous speed. So thank you, Antgrass. That's how we work, guys.
Very nice.
You just saw us work in public.
Well done, Antgrass. Albin wants to know, the Leminer wants to know where we are based. Joe's in El Paso, Texas. Airspace is open again. I am in Morgantown, West Virginia. That's where we are.
All right, let's try it from the split so you guys can see this whole new section that'll come out later this week. We'll drop from right here.
Yeah, Puddles, we ride in real life. Joe's a longtime rider. I'm a longtime motorcycle rider and a new mountain bike rider. But I'm just kind of committed to mountain bikes. I sold my motorcycle and bought a mountain bike, and now, well, sort of traded for a mountain bike, and now that's what I'm going to ride. That's where I'm getting my fix from now on.
I haven't obviously put all the details into this. As you guys can see, I basically just roughed it out just to test things. I actually started this probably about 30 minutes before the stream started, so.
Really?
Yeah, this section, maybe an hour before. Works good. OJ'd it. Oh man, this berm down into this berm. Whew. They need to build that one up.
You know what I was doing an hour before this call, Joe?
Plumbing.
Dealing with the shit bubbling up through the drain in the basement. That's an awesome day.
That's really fun. Get on track. Where are you going? This little hip's kind of fun.
I live in a historic home in South Park in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's a super cool place. But you know, some of the bones of this place are very, very old, well over 100 years old, and we are unfortunately paying for that today.
Oh, that's good.
That was very nice.
See what it's like going full speed after that, because I think you could probably send it pretty wild. We're gonna have to have two versions, you know. We're gonna have to put like another version, another race version where you can actually race this side. That'd be fun. Since they couldn't do it IRL, we'll just do it virtually. Oh, cheated.
Little Sleepy has said some things that I'm going to need a decoder ring to understand. He says, currently working on my CompTIA security plus server plus network plus A plus certifications if you end up needing people. I know some of that stuff, but not all of it, but Hodge might be listening if so.
All right, here's a gap line I want to hit. We're going to hit this, lands here, and I want to gap off of this corner all the way to here.
All right.
That's the goal. Then we'll go back to racing. But thank you, Cedric, for making this happen quickly. Works great. How come it's not green? What do I need to do to make it green?
Ruffy Roosevelt wants you to flip the gap, Joe. I'm just saying. The gauntlet has been dropped.
All right, flip the gap.
Boom.
Ooh.
Oh,
Go on the material right next to it and change it. Is this the material? No. Oh, this. No. Wait. Material. Oh, maybe that's where I put it. Sorry, guys. Nope.
Evan knows what's up.
Joe, I'm gonna come in here and do some tech assist real quick.
Yeah.
Nice. What's up, Ant?
So you see the two objects right there. One of them is just the model, like the mesh.
Yeah.
And then the other one's prefab that is all set up. And then there's a ball called green that you clicked on earlier.
Yeah.
Just click on that, and then you see base map to the right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Click that and then just change the color. You can put it green or whichever. Just click on the actual bit there in the middle. Yeah, exactly. And then you can just do whatever. This is not like permanent. Like this is just gonna be one color. We can actually get an image that'll look like way better. But this is what I had set up for now, just because it's more accurate to the actual trail.
Yeah.
We'll get Maggie in there to texture and everything.
Oh, dude, I can pick the exact color. Here we go. You guys ready? Boom.
All right. You're set.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Ant Grass.
See ya.
All right. Let's go back to racing. Oh wait, let me
Evan,
fix the
thank
screen.
you for the rose, brother.
Here we go. And then if I can get this time, then we'll go to the open world map, show you guys what's going on there.
What's up, King Theo? I'm gonna look for your previous message. Said he bought the Patreon. He says, let's see. Hey, I have a little over 20. I'm just reading this straight up, Joe. I don't know if you're able to pay attention, but hey, I have a little over 20 hours on the playtest, and I've bought the open world map 2. It was the one from January. I love the game. Awesome. Stoked you love it. But my only problem is that combining flips with spins, like a cash roll, or backflip 360, feels slow. I think you guys should add a slider for the sensitivity for rotation, so you can have better control. You may be about to learn something right now. Let's see how Joe wants to respond to that.
Yeah, flips and spins are kind of skill based. And maybe you already know this, but combining them, it becomes more complicated. But in a spin, if you pencil up like in real life with the right stick, you push it up, you'll spin faster. And for a flip, it's the opposite. So for a flip, the right stick, I'm gonna go third person. So the right stick, ignore the cheeks, guys, does this, right? So in a flip, you want to tuck down, and in a spin, you want to push up. So to do a cash roll, you kind of want to start the spin with the stick up, tuck into a flip, and then finish the spin. So the right stick's going to go up, down, up as you're flipping and spinning. Let me see if I can do it. I don't know if this jump's big enough. Something like that. This jump is not really ideal for this, but yeah, so it's a lot of like stick movement. So up, spin, tuck, and then spin again. Here, let me send it off to the side into the canyon so I can fully rotate it. So you kind of do this. That would be a cash roll. So a lot of stick movement, and it's kind of skill-based, which makes it a little bit harder. Also, keep in mind, this is the downhill bike, which is going to be the slowest flipping and spinning bike of the bunch. This is the only bike in the game so far, but we do plan to add, like a dirt jumper and a hardtail and trail bike, enduro bike, all that kind of stuff. So if you're doing, if you're on a hardtail or you're on a dirt jumper, the spins are going to be way faster. So for you to be able to throw cash rolls is going to be like way, way better. So stick around, and someday we'll have more bikes, and then it'll be easier for you to do those kind of tricks. Obviously, a full-on downhill bike's not really designed to do tricks like that. I mean, guys in real life are still doing ridiculous tricks on downhill bikes, but you know what I mean.
What's up, Hayden? Good to see you, man.
Ooh, slow. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on this first section. I'm curious what you guys think, especially if you've played it. If you're on the Patreon and you have played this first section, some people like it rough. I was trying to make it feel really rough and kind of get the timing similar to in real life. I don't know if we should smooth it out. Some people want it smoother. There are like hidden lines in between some of the bad rocks, which makes it interesting. And, the top guys can make it consistent, but curious if you guys have opinions on if we should make that top section smoother or leave it super rough. Obviously, if we can get different rock assets in the future, this was kind of just a test. So if we can partner and make this official, we'll probably spend more time on it, try to make the rocks up top even more realistic, things like that. But curious what you guys think about it now. It does kind of buck you around, but I feel like in real life, it probably bucks you around too. Those rocks are gnarly. I mean, some of the top pros in the world are like walking some of those sections in practice at times. So, it's gnarly. Go ahead, Brian.
Kippy Kips asks what we think of Mavericks, and another guy suggested that this is a copy of Mavericks. It's a super different. It plays so differently than really all the mountain bike games. But I think if you were going to pick any game that feels more different from this game, of the current mountain bike games, it would be Mavericks. They're just so different. They're not really any other than being mountain bike games and having ties to the real sport. Just don't play anything the same. I mean, those guys set out to make a different style game. It's got animation based tricks and
totally different
microtransactions.
System.
It's just a really, really different approach. So I mean, I think it kind of comes down to what you're into, but they're definitely not similar games. If you play them both, they couldn't play more differently. Really.
Also, hard to copy a game when we started working on it before Mavericks was even announced. So
we both found out about each other after we were both well underway. So it's not like anybody was copying anybody, just making a game, But if it's a game you love, good, man. It's good that you have options. You can find the one that works best for you.
Into the top section should stay. In my opinion, this top section should stay rough. It's still possible to find some smooth and consistent lines. Febu, yeah, I agree. Keep it rough, says Joe Clinton. I like the feel of it right now, says Hayden. Yeah, Scruffy likes the rough stuff. Okay, so far consensus is keep it rough. Because there are lines. Like here, let me show you guys the intended line. Yeah, it's easier to see it in this view. But really, kind of the intended line is hop off this little hump, take it over to this left side, kind of skip over these. I should probably fix this chunk right there. That would make this line a little smoother. And then you kind of hop over this way, land on this little side thing. Then this rock was purposely placed here. And if you can hit this rock right, you can jump into this downside. And then you kind of roll this downside. There's this nice smooth rock as well, which if you can hit it right, you can pop that. Sometimes land all the way over into here. And then you kind of want to hug this little groove, like right where the drone is on this right side. There's a lot of rocks missing. Over here. And then this you can kind of gap if you want. There is a rut here because that's how they do it in real life. But gap down to there. But that's kind of the situation up top. I kind of want to fix
Kareem
that
is
one
asking
spot.
about laptop settings and saying he can't play it on his laptop. I assume, Kareem, you already went into the settings and turned down the graphics as much as you could, and it's still not working. We want to make it as accessible as possible for low-end machines down the line. We'll optimize more in time. So hopefully we can get it to where it works on your machine.
Also, I mean, if you're just on a regular laptop that's not meant for gaming, don't expect it to ever work. Probably like this is a game that needs proper hardware to run. It doesn't mean that you need to have like a 4090 or something. But if you're just playing on like some non-gaming thing without like a dedicated graphics card, it's probably not going to work too well. But it works on some Apple Silicon Macs and some other things. So I can show you the settings here in a second too and give you an idea. Turn the terrain pixel thing up. That's a new setting that we just added. So if you turn that up a bit, that'll help. That was too bumpy.
Guy says, I can't see his username, says water physics would be sick, puddles, creeks, maybe even nature weather occurrences. We've talked about that a lot. Yeah, we'll have what's the plan for water physics and streams and flowing water and all that stuff, Joe?
Yes, we will have that. Like the main open world map already has like rivers and stuff. The water physics aren't in there yet, but like we'll have plans for water and all that good stuff. Hopefully someday we can do weather as well, so it can like rain and then get puddly and muddy, but that stuff will come way in the future. But yeah, hopefully for 1.0 we've got some basic water physics and like rivers and creeks and things you can go into. Hopefully it's not too bad.
And some questions about console. Our plan is to take crank to console once we get 1.0 of the PC version out. We don't really know time frames, but if we're guessing, maybe in a year or so 1.0's out, and then we would maybe focus on console maybe 6 months after that. We gotta see how things play out, but that's the plan. We definitely want to bring this game to consoles. It won't be free when it comes out though, guys, because to make it free you got to have microtransactions, or you can't survive as a studio. We have a free playtest now you can play on Steam, but when this game comes out, it won't have microtransactions. It'll just be a good game for a fair price, and you get the whole game when you get it. And then we may do DLCs down the line, like new worlds, new maps, that type of thing. But that'll all be handled from the Steam storefront. It's not going to be like transactions within the game or virtual currency or any of that stuff.
So Joe tweaking the map to improve his line. I mean, it's still a work in progress, and I'm slowly tweaking this map forever because I just want it to be perfect. So not so much to improve my line, but to improve all your lines.
This is basically Joe 20 hours a day right now, Bess.
Legit, seriously. Basically, from the time I wake up to sleep, I'm messing around on here. If by chance anyone watching has a contact of Dan Atherton, hit me up. Let me know. Thank you.
Josh hates
know
us, Joe. He hates us, man.
Who?
This is just the worst thing he's ever seen.
Who hates us?
This guy Josh, he hates it.
Dang, Josh. It's weird that you'd hang out in a stream of something you hate, though. But, you know what I was thinking? I wonder if Cam McCall has Dan Atherton's contact.
I'm gonna guess, yeah.
I would think so. 2.5
Phyllis,
back.
thanks for the follow, man.
Suit. Now I want to see this gap right here. All the way into this downside right there. That's what I want to see. I want to see it. All right. Wait. I want to just see something. Oh. All right. Hit up the marketing guy. Yeah.
What up, Em? The game is called Cranked, man. You can find a free play test online. You can play it and see what you think. See if it's for you.
It's a good idea, Makai. I could reach out to... I wonder if their marketing team like actually pays attention to their Instagram DMs and stuff. A lot of companies I feel like don't. But if they do, I could hit them up there maybe.
I think Bob on Clapped Cub knows what's up. He knows what he's seeing when he's seeing it.
Some of you guys know. If you know, you know.
Puddle, thank you for the follow.
This first section, I mean, you can save seconds in this first section if you can get it clean. Unlike what I just did. That was very gross.
Thank you, empty username, for sharing the live. I much appreciate it, man.
Oh, there's a good gap. Nice. See, this is going to be much faster. If I can hold on to it. See?
Reagan is asking about individual breaks, Joe. I'll let you take that one when you're ready.
No plans to do individual breaks. I think it overcomplicates things for no real benefit. I mean, you can kind of engage the different breaks based on how you're leaning. So if you want to do like a stoppie or something, you just lean forward and hit the brakes. If you want to get more on the rear brake, lean back and hit the brakes. Simplifies it. Even games like MX Bikes, you go look at all the top pros settings and they all combine the brakes. So even in a game like that, people just combine it anyway. So why spend the development time and waste a button on the controller for something no one's going to use? That's my opinion.
We got Sheets Boy sharing the live numerous times, and Aviation Guy sending the rose up our way, Joe. I'm going to give that to you for this hard riding you're doing right now.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for the rose. On this Valentine's Day Eve. Brian, did you celebrate Valentine's Day, Brian?
Well, for years, my oldest daughter was born on Valentine's Day, so you can imagine for a good 18 years it was about her birthday. But yeah, we're going to a festival in West Virginia this weekend called Fasnacht. It's in a little town called Helvetia. It's like an old Swiss settlement. And people go and they build all these amazing masks and dance around fires and scare off winter, basically.
Interesting. I hope they scared good for
wild.
you so you can start riding again.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I've never been to Helvetia. I did a 10K mountain run there one time, but I've never been there for Fasnacht. So we're gonna see what that's all about this weekend.
All right, we got a time, Brian. Commentate me down.
Good. Looking good, man. You good? Yeah. Nope. You missed it. Oh man.
Scruffy ass, how come we don't use Twitch? Mountain bikers hang out on Twitch? I doubt it. I don't know. I think since Amazon bought Twitch, I hate it, to be honest with you. So that's kind of when I quit using it. We tried to use it a lot for Mad Skills, and we realized just more people are on YouTube. I guess we could always start trying it again and see what happens. But, you know,
Unknown K is downloading right now to try it himself. See what he thinks. Let us know, man. Free play test on Steam if y'all want to try it out. Just search for Cranked, hit request play test, and you'll get it right away.
We're already doing 2 platforms. If like adding a third makes it gets a little messy. Starting to get a little cleaner up top.
Yeah, you are. I thought you were going to be fine right there. I was a little surprised to see you crash.
All right, I'm going to do this one more time just for the people who say it looks like Descenders, because I want to show you guys. If you think that looks like this, I don't know. Might be time to visit the eye doctor. Smooth trail, no tech, no roughness, slippery.
Like, do you guys ride? And if you ride, do you find that when you're riding, you're kind of sliding even when you're like on a basically on a downhill and stuff? Is that an experience that you have when you're riding mountain bikes? It's not what it feels like to me. It's not so slippery.
Mountain bike drift simulator. You know, and this isn't talking negative. I think Descenders is a fun game. I just don't think Descenders feels like real riding. So. And to me, they don't look anything alike. But
yeah, Reagan says it seems more grounded. I think that's maybe the best way to describe it. It just feels like you're actually touching the ground, and you can feel what's underneath of you in this game. But you know, get the free play test and play it if you haven't tried it yet. See what you think.
All right, we're close. We're close. I keep trying this gap here, and I don't know if I should be. Oh, it worked that time. That was fast.
Will the creek gap be added, Rob?
I can show you in a minute. We just were working on it live in public on stream a second ago. Oh, is that in? Yeah, we're good. Oh, we're good.
Yep.
Lock it in. Not going for style.
Oh my God.
Oh, come on. Slowed down just like Asa did in his run. I don't know why.
He's fun to watch ride. Man, he's fun to watch ride.
Yeah, he is. Oh, I hung up there. Oh, I would have had it too. I feel like that little hang up cost me a lot. Oh, man. All right, we're getting close. We're getting close.
You were looking good there. The third. Yeah, we're not even really halfway into dev yet. We're still in pre-alpha, so there's plenty of work to go. There's a lot of things we haven't even touched yet. But if you haven't played it yet, start there. You know, see what you think about the way it feels, and you'll get a pretty good idea what we're working on.
Oh, I didn't pop.
J3 and Blue Ninja, thank you guys for the follows. MW, glad to have you around, man. Glad you're liking what you're seeing. Play it, man. It's free. You can get the free play test on Steam right now. Just search for Cranked. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't wishlisted this on Steam, please consider that. That's really helpful for us. We're almost at 5,000. And we want to get past that 5,000 mark ASAP. So if you have not wish listed us yet, that would be really cool for you to do. And just download the playtest while you're there if you haven't done that. It's free. What you have to lose.
My mom asked that I buy Laura anything for Valentine's Day. No. I don't think... We don't really ever do anything for... You know how Laura is, man. She didn't want anything for her birthday ever.
Trony thinks Asa is his favorite to watch. Mine too. There's pretty much nobody I'd rather watch ride right now than Asa.
I can't wait to see him in Elites this year. Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun season. I hope everybody stays injury free.
Yep.
That's all I want. Everyone on their A game, and let's see who's the best.
I also hope that the weather doesn't cause all of the, everything to only be about qualifying, and we don't actually have any real races.
Well, the good thing is with UCI stuff, like weather doesn't usually affect it. Yeah. Like even if it rains, those tracks aren't so ridiculous that they have to cancel it. Hardline's so crazy that, if it rains, it's just too dangerous.
Still suck though.
I do hate watching we got to fix that physics bug. I do hate watching mudders. I've always hated it, even in moto. I don't know, just not my thing. Yeah, Makai said UCI tracks are built to tolerate the weather. You know, one thing that annoyed me about my local trails in Illinois, and let me know if you guys have trail systems like this, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. But I feel like a lot of places, like you look in Canada and like BC and all these other places, you guys don't, or like Wales, in the UK and stuff, you guys don't wait for the trails to dry out to ride them. In Illinois, like my local trail system, if you could leave a tire mark, you're not allowed to ride. So it's like, it's pretty wet, especially in the winter in Illinois. So it's like, most of the time you just can't ride because it's like, oh, if you're leaving a mark, the trails aren't dry enough. They have to be perfectly dry in order for you to ride it. And I'm like, what? And it's so that the trails maintain and they don't get all like messed up. But it's like, just have more people, have more trail days. Like let people ride. I feel like riding in the wet and the slop is like part of mountain biking. Like let people ride and have more trail days where you work on the trail. It seems weird to me. Yeah. See, Makai's like, we would never ride if that was the case. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, here in Morgantown, like if you want to go ride West Run, which is a groomed trail system, then they don't want you on there if it's been raining because they put that effort in. But if I want to go ride White Park, which is all made by bikes in the first place, basically, and never gets groomed, nobody cares.
I get if it's like a groomed park and it's all nice and whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. But if it's just like a natural style mountain bike trail, it's like, come on. Have you added a pump feature yet or a natural one? There's no like artificial pump thing where you hit a button and you get an artificial speed boost. We tested it. It didn't feel good. It doesn't really fit with kind of our vibe of everything is like pure physics based. So OBS is disconnected. Reconnecting successful. All right. Hopefully we're still live. So there is kind of like a natural pumping thing where you're kind of trying to downside stuff and hit things correctly. And, you'll see the top guys taking advantage of that. But yeah, there's no like artificial hold down on the stick in the transition and you get a little boost or anything. Cause none of us on the team really like that. We don't think any game's ever done it well. It doesn't ever feel intuitive or fun in our opinions. So we don't really plan to do that kind of thing. Now we do want to add BMX racing at some point because there is no PC game that has BMX racing. And I think it'd be fun to add. I don't know. I keep popping there. What am I doing? So I think when it comes to something like that, we might have to experiment a little bit with pumping. What's Hodge say? Sucks. I'm 15 minutes away from Raceway Woods. Camber has signs up everywhere saying you can't ride unless it's dry. Yeah, it drives me nuts. It's like just maintain the trails more, have more trail days, get more volunteers out there. I would get out there and help build, fix trails. Which is crazy. Especially in the winter when it's like not frozen, if it gets cold enough where everything's frozen, they let you ride. But if it's, just a little above freezing and it's always kind of wet and sloppy, it's like half the year you just can't do anything.
What's up, Julian? I see my son, Julian. He's cranked intern on TikTok. He knows what's up. If he answers you in the comments, he knows what he's talking about.
South Africa? Dude, that'd be crazy to have some trails. Go ride there. My buddy just did it's like a 5 or 7 day mountain bike race ride thing there last year. Forgot where. Is it Tanzania? Is that in South Africa? Bad with geography. But he did some like Tanzania thing.
Cool.
I think I'm gonna go for the chill line there. I keep trying to do you can like kind of skip that lily pad, but it's kind of causing me more issues, I think, than helping. Oh, here we go. Oh! Are you doing more recreations after this? I really hope so. You know, this was kind of a... What are we calling this? This was kind of a test. I forget the word I'm looking for. This was a test to kind of see what, like, the world's gnarliest kind of trail would feel like in this game. So...
Kind of like a proof of concept, I think is
what
what I would call it. Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. Proof of concept. You know, so we wanted to test it out, see how things go. But yeah, in the future, you know, every replica type of thing we want to do it officially with the people who own the trail and stuff. So, you know, this most likely won't go in the game unless, you know, we have a nice partnership. And same with the future. You know, people, if like, you know, if Whistler wants to like let us remake their bike park and we partner with them and make it, I would love to do stuff like that. So we've got to build the game first and really get it out there, start making some money, and then be able to afford stuff like that. But, you know, this was the proof of concept to kind of see if it was possible. Turns out it is. And now we'll see how far we can take things. I was 1.3 seconds up there. That's wild. I could have just chilled the rest of the way down and still beaten the time we're going for.
At some point, Rylan would like to see your camera and control settings.
Sure. My control settings are probably default. Here's gameplay. So in-air rotation off. I do my first person FOV is 100. Seat vertical, I have it as high as it goes. Seat horizontal, negative 0.15. Tilt factor, 0.3. That's what I currently have. Controls, I believe, is all default except camera. I don't know why. Otherwise, it's default. Input smoothing, I have off. I haven't inverted any steering. That's it. Sorry if you were in like a TikTok and it's vertical, you might not have seen all that. Ooh.
Antgrass is asking if you're going to play any other trails. He keeps getting so close to the top that I don't know if he's going to be able to leave this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to beat the top time, which I need about 0.4 faster, and I'll beat it. Nice. And then we'll go to the other map. I want to try some of your new stuff.
Lewis wants to know when it's coming to console. It's probably going to be a year and a half or so till it's on console, something like that. We think probably PC 1.0 is out in about a year. You never know. I mean, we could get faster. We could get slowed down. We'll have to see how it goes. But that's something like that, hopefully.
Hit a tree.
Lucid says everyone needs to get a Steam machine to play games like this when it comes out. We were talking about getting some Steam machines and
I'll definitely be ordering some.
Hitting the road and doing a tour of bike shops and things like that, and sharing the game with people, having bike race events like we did at Pathfinder back in November, something like that. So yeah, we've talked about that, like getting some of those Steam machines and some monitors, and just kind of hitting the road, crashing on couches, that whole type of thing. Like, sounds fun to me. Attaching our bikes to the back, Joe.
Yeah.
Ride during the day and go to bike shops at night and play cranked and hang out and meet people. That sounds awesome to me.
Sounds amazing. All right, 1.3 up. Let's get to the bottom here. Missed a gate. I want to go to the other map, but I want to beat this.
Adolf Antler says, sounds like a blast. Are you guys looking to hire an oil field worker? I love the ambition. I'm not 100% sure what role we would have for you right now. Actually, a lot of people working on this game, myself included right now, aren't even on payroll. Anything that I do, or Mike Fisher or Tobias, the other founders besides Joe, we're not on payroll. We just kind of volunteer our time to help this project that we're invested in. Joe is on payroll. Antgrass is on payroll. Hodge, our programmer, and Maggie. And that's it on payroll, right, Joe? The 4?
Yeah.
Julian, the intern, he volunteers his time when he hangs out in the comments here and stuff. So we don't have much budget right now. We need some more money. Game's called Cranked, and not on consoles yet. Not for a while still, guys. We're at pre-alpha phase of this game on PC. It's still quite early. A lot of work left to do. It's rare that people show this much of a game this early in the process. That's just kind of the approach we decided to take. So not even halfway through the building of 1.0 version of this game, I'd say it's safe to say. Dex and Awesome, thank you for the follow. Oisin, thanks for the follow. Matador says it already looks awesome. If you haven't played it yet, Matador, play it and tell me what you think then, because most people, even when they think it looks great, when they actually play it, are just like, wow, next level. So get the free version on Steam, the free play test, and see if it's your kind of game. If you're into riding in real life, I think it probably will be.
Dude, this game, similar feeling to Mad Skills. Like when you're on a run and you think you're gonna get it, your heart starts racing. And then you either get it or you fail, and you realize, oh, I can breathe now. And there's definitely some intense moments in this game, that's for sure. Imagine when we have real finals where there's qualifying and you have a final run and there's only one attempt and there's like prizes on the line, and imagine what that's going to be like.
One big difference between this game and Mad Skills Motocross is that in Mad Skills, if you're a competitive player and you got out of your line, even for a split second, just a little bit, there's no way to still have a decent run. But in this game, I feel like it's more forgiving. You don't have to be absolutely perfect on every single thing that you come to. You can there are ways to make time up in this game. Not so much in Mad Skills. You can't manage getting out of rhythm in Mad Skills Motocross, so you're kind of done.
Yeah, true. I thought I was going to make up a ton of time right there. Should go for the boost. Nope.
I want to just kind of address active CODM says, wouldn't you make more money off console as younger kids who ride bikes are mainly on console? Right now, our player base is mostly older people and not so much younger kids. I know there are plenty of people of different ages, so it's going to span different age groups, of course, but the main thing is it's harder to make games on console. There's a lot more. Joe, why don't you kind of explain why we do it on PC first instead of console first?
Yeah, it's basically the console owners are gatekeepers to their platform. So, you've got Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, and that you can't just submit a game and it's accepted. Like with Steam, you just kind of upload a build, they review it, they accept it, you're done. Like it's very simple, straightforward. With console, there's all these rules. It's a pain in the butt. It's not as straightforward, and it's much, much harder. So, that's why you see most indie games being developed on PC first, is because it's very easy to get your game uploaded, get it out there, get people playing it, and you dial it in on PC where it's much easier process. And then once it's dialed in, then you can go to console. Console like Nintendo and them, they don't let you ship a build with bugs and other things. And, there's all kinds of different rules and stipulations, and it's just much more complicated. So yeah, we will make more money on console probably. It'd probably be about 60% players on console, 40% on PC, or maybe even 65, 35, 25, 35, whatever. So, but it's just complicated,
Were you just trying to determine if 65 plus 25 or 35
I'm
equals
trying
100?
I'm
Is that what
trying
I
to do
just
a
whistled?
run. I'm trying to do a run, Brian, and you know, yeah.
I'm not convinced the run had anything to do with that.
Oh, it definitely did. That's 100%. You know.
Active though. Thank you for the question. It's a good question. Sometimes like when you are first thinking about game design, you haven't actually gotten into it. There's certain things that feel obvious, and I get why they feel obvious. But then when you kind of learn the realities of them, it's just like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's one of the benefits that we've had making video games for so long is a lot of things that a new developer would have to learn the hard way, we already learned the hard way. So we're trying to take all that experience we've built up of all those years of making Mad Skills Motocross and Mad Skills BMX and those games, and do this one efficiently. Kind of know what we're doing and what we can do to avoid making mistakes that cost us time and money. Because if we can avoid making mistakes that cost us time and money, we get a better game out sooner. When you have a small budget like we have, that's important. Goose Fraba says, "I can't wait to hear more audio samples when you're racing, like whistles and crowd noise, air horns, maybe Wells bike components, chain slaps, etc." Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I've been diving into research on how to do that kind of stuff because we don't have the money to hire a sound designer and do all that. So I'm going to do it myself. So I've actually been researching that, the equipment I need to buy, programs. So if you guys have sound effects you want to hear in the game, I'm going to start working on that stuff soon. So please, maybe we should create like a forum post in the Discord and people can share their ideas. And then I will attempt to get as many of them in as I can.
Nice. Sutton says, "It depends," and he's referring to the whole you can get away with a mistake in this game. He says it depends if you're going for a world record, then every mistake makes a ton of difference. 100%, of course. My point is in Mad Skills Motocross, if you come up short in a rhythm, you might end up in a position on the track where you can't get back in rhythm again. It isn't really possible. Like you're not going to lose a second or two on the time. You might lose 30 seconds or 20 seconds on the time. That's basically what I mean. But I hear you. If you're at Sutton level here, basically dominating all the leaderboards, every single thing counts. And the fact that you say that is a reason you are number one on every leaderboard, or at least most of them. Hey Joe, it's 4:52 on my time, and I have a hard stop at the top of the hour today.
Man, I spent 2 hours trying to get this time. I didn't realize it had been that long.
You spent 2 hours on the same track the whole time.
All right, so for the sake of something different, we'll go check out the other trails.
Gruffy wants the sound of puddles. He wants some water sounds down the line.
Maybe we won't. Hodge, are you around, Hodge? Changing maps does not work for me.
Anonymous wants to know if you know who Craig Conant is, Joe.
No. Do this a different way.
Lucid says, you guys should make a map that's through a town, an urban track. Yeah, we talk about that a lot. It's in the plans. We haven't done it yet, but we intend to.
For sure.
I'm excited for modders to do that. Like, I want someone to build a race trail through Morgantown, West Virginia that doesn't exist. We have so many hills. Like, you could look at this town and be like, all right, if I had carte blanche to build a racetrack through Morgantown, and I can do it anywhere I want, what would it look like? That's what modders will have the ability to do, and I think that sounds super fun. Or whatever town has elevation change in it.
All right, here's the open world map. It's a work in progress, so ignore the graphics. Artist hasn't even been in here. But I can fly around for a second. You'll just see how massive this place is. So you can see the base will be down there where that water is. This is a new set of jump trails that Ancrash just put in. Still not done with it, as you can see. But tons of free ride stuff here. This section up here is going to be the beginner area where the first chairlift will go. There's about eight trails in the first beginner area. Then up above it, there's even more. You know, then you can see this. I mean, the mountain's massive. We haven't even filled out probably maybe we're a third of the way filled up here. So anyway, I wanted to go try some of the new stuff that he was working on, and I need to find some of it because he keeps just adding stuff everywhere, and it's almost like I don't know where to look anymore. Like that's a new trail right there. New trails up above. There's new flow trail over there. We've got a new tech trail that he's working on right here. Is this the one where he added the new rock section? We need a faster drone. This might be the new rock section. Yeah. So let's go rip down. Ooh, that looks fun. Look at these lines in here. Look at those switchbacks. That looks sick. Rock gaps. All right, so let's go try. So this is the open world map, and new trails get added all the time. We got 5 minutes, and I'm gonna try to rip some laps really fast. We've got a couple trails here we can try out.
FYI, this open world map you get when you are a paid subscriber to our Patreon. So if you go to Patreon and you search for Cranked, you could subscribe for as little as $5 a month. And so if you went there today and subscribed for $5 or the equivalent of that in your country for 1 month, you would get the current update that is available, and you would get every other update that we release over the course of that month that you subscribed, and you get to keep those. And if you continue to subscribe and support this indie self-funded game, and you accumulate a total spend of $50 over time, you would get a key for the final game on Steam.
Where am I going? Also, you know, like the forest and everything's going to get filled in. There's going to be stuff on the sides. It's going to look more lush and beautiful later. So we're kind of like what we consider kind of gray boxing, even though it's not gray. I did not hit that gap right. You know, we're kind of like gray boxing in the trails now, and then later we'll go through and make them look good. Ooh, nice. I like that it's like flowy, but also kind of rough.
Fleck HQ asks if the game will be $50. We think probably somewhere 25 to 35 range is what we think we're making. We want it to be a good value. Like we want people to pay a fair price that keeps us in business and allows us to grow this game into what the grand vision of it is. But at the same time, we want people to be like, yeah, we're stoked. That's a fair price and this game's dope. That's what we're going for. So we'll see how it works out. Hopefully, we think it's going really well so far, and hopefully it continues to.
Chunk. Look at this chunk. Feel like I'm at, what's that really chunky UCI track? I forget. Man, this is a long, techie, fun trail.
Thanks for the follow, Nick. Appreciate it, man.
All right, that's about it. This is just kind of, he hasn't finished this yet. So let's go do the new flow.
That trail's looking cool, though. Another tight trail, man. That's cool.
Yeah. I think the new flow starts right here. So this used to be a flow trail here, but Antgrass wasn't happy with it, so he redid the whole thing. This is I think it was maybe the first trail he ever made, and I told him, I said, look, dude, by the end of this, you're going to want to redo this trail. You're never going to be happy with the first thing you made in the game, and sure enough, he wasn't.
Are we working on more maps? Well, I mean, we have our main map, which has a lot of filling out to do. It's massive. So Antgrass and Joe are working on building that out. We ultimately want to do more maps down the line, though. And we have our we have our what's that, Joe?
Nothing. I thought I was crashing.
Oh. We have our free playtest map as well, which you can get on Steam. Just go to Cranked on Steam and hit the request playtest button. You can play it right now.
Yeah, we'll have modding, so there's going to be tons of different maps from modders, and you know, our plan is to add more maps in the future, but we want our maps to be massive. Like we want them to feel like you're just showing up at a new bike park, and it's almost like we just release new bike parks all the time, or new mountains, you know, whatever. Like, they're much bigger than what other games have. Even other games that say they're open world and it's massive and they have like 6 trails. It's, you know, we're trying to go for much more than that. So what time we got? Time to go. Brian, you want to do one last rundown?
Yeah, just appreciate everybody hanging out with us. If you want to play Cranked right now, you can get the free playtest on Steam. Just head over to Steam and please wishlist us while you're there. We're trying to get to 5,000 this week if we can. We're close. I think we're about 100 away the last I looked or something. So wish lists are helpful for us. You can get the free playtest there by hitting the request playtest button. You'll get it right away. Lots of gameplay in that playtest, and you'll have a pretty good idea what we're going for and why we're different than the other games. Or you can support us on Patreon. It's as little as $5 a month, and you get this open world map as we develop it, and really can help us figure out what we want to do and what you want to see in the game. A lot of the things that we put in Cranked come from the community and things that people want to see. So, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, we're not quite 300 days into the development of this game. It's still really early. We think maybe about another year or so is what it's looking like before we get to 1.0, hopefully. Across the finish line, then we'll focus on console. That's kind of the gist of where we are right now. We've got, we just put real-time multiplayer rather in the game last week, and we're working on it. And modding is coming up soon. We're going to start working on that. So if you're into modding and building and stuff, consider following us so you can kind of see what the community builds, and you can participate and build yourself when the capacity is added.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say today, Joe.
Multiplayer is not out yet, but Hodge thinks maybe we'll release it tomorrow. But if not tomorrow, if it doesn't pass the bug check, we'll probably get it in next week for Patreon members. So,
Cool.
So that's that. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys in the next one.
Thanks, y'all. Actually, next week's off, huh, Joe?
Yeah, I'll probably take a break next week because I won't be around. And then the one after we'll probably have a big stream because we're gonna have a lot of announcements. I think we should have a new
Cool.
Crank collab. Should have the new branded gear to show off.
Yep.
Should have multiplayer in the game, so that'll be a pretty big stream.
Very good. All right.
Cool.
See everybody in a couple weeks.
See you guys. Bye.
Later.